Good evening. I'm Zoey Pippin. Coming up tonight, Joe Biden's return to Columbia, a preview of women's basketball SEC tournament, and a look into Columbia's big St. Patrick's Day festival. All that and more tonight on Student News at 7.
Live from the Kennedy Greenhouse Studio.
This is Student News at 7.
Good evening, Carolina. I'm Gabrielle Cassini.
And I'm Lily Kate Snyder, here to give you the latest in news.
After SGTV reported on former President Joe Biden's planned return to South Carolina, he has now made the visit official. Biden appeared in Columbia Friday night at a Democratic Party event, making it 6 years since the state's pivotal 2020 primary.
Supporters welcomed Biden back as a, quote, political hero, thanking him and Congressman Jim Clyburn for their work during the presidential race. Biden set stage in an art museum in downtown Columbia, expressing gratitude to the state of South Carolina, referring to it as his second home.
Biden has also shared that he's currently undergoing hormone and radiation treatment for prostate cancer that has spread to his bone. The appearance marked a significant return to the public eye following his recent diagnosis and treatment. His visit comes as South Carolina Democrats begin looking ahead to the upcoming election.
Richland County and the surrounding areas may have noticed a smoky haze in the air on Friday, but thankfully there's no reason for concern. Fort Jackson confirmed that it would be conducting a prescribed burn in a training area near Salem and Woods Road, south of Screaming Eagle Road. The burn began late Monday morning as a part of routine land management. Authorities say additional controlled burns are also taking place in surrounding areas, including Camden, Bethune, and the Sandhills region, especially along the Lee-Kershaw County line. Officials say these controlled burns are carefully planned and monitored to reduce the risk of wildfires, manage vegetation, and continue to maintain a healthy forest ecosystem.
Fort Jackson Military Base will also be performing some routine testing this upcoming Sunday. So if you hear loud explosions, there are no gunshots, earthquakes, or any reason to be concerned. They will perform these tests around 8:35 a.m. on a training range. Officials say the explosion sounds could even last up to 3 days. It is yet to know if neighbors will contend, but officials note the sound should last shortly throughout each day.
It's hard to know right now if something is a earthquake or a train, or we're just full of noises right now.
There are lots of noises in America and in
America
Colombia.
and more specifically Columbia.
Yes.
I was in class when we had that earthquake last time.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I didn't even hear it, to be
Really?
honest with you. I don't know how.
Yeah, I was in class and like the whole building shake. Anyway, moving on, the U.S. House Ethics Committee is investigating South Carolina Congresswoman Nancy Mace over concerns that she may have improperly received reimbursements for housing expenses in Washington. The committee announced on Monday that the investigation comes from a referral by the House Office of Congressional Conduct, which discovered substantial reason to believe that Mace may have been reimbursed for more than her actual housing costs between early 2023 and mid-2024.
Records suggest that Mace requested the maximum monthly reimbursement and may have received more than $9,000 than what she was entitled to during that period. Mace has disputed the filing, and her attorney is claiming the evidence is unreliable. He questions that the reports rely on information from her former fiance.
The Ethics Committee says the investigation is in the early stages and that no conclusions have been reached at this time.
And lastly, some news to make you proud to be a Gamecock, if you were not already. USC has been named one of America's best employers for 2026 by Forbes magazine, making it their third year to receive this honor. What this means is that faculty voted this to be one of the top universities to be employed, at being number 20 for the education teaching category.
This increases competitiveness for pay, workplace culture, and overall employee satisfaction at the university. USC is the only college in the state to make this list, making it the top university for employers in South Carolina.
Coming up after the break, the latest in sports.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Dorian Pinkston.
And I'm Carson Batten, here to bring you the latest in sports. The 2026 SEC Women's Basketball Awards were announced Tuesday, and South Carolina is making history once again. 5 Gamecocks earned all SEC first and second teams, matching the league record set by Tennessee in 2001. Raven Johnson was named SEC Defensive Player of the Year and is on the SEC All-Defensive Team. She became the 8th guard and the 5th Gamecock to earn the title. She was also named to the second team along with teammates Tessa Johnson, Tanaya Latson, and Medina Akot.
For the second year in a row, Joyce Edwards earned first team honors, now the 9th Gamecock to receive the privilege in multiple seasons, and only the 3rd to do so in her first 2 seasons at South Carolina. The Gamecocks travel to Greenville for the SEC tournament Friday, March 6th at noon. After securing a first seed spot, the Gamecocks, along with the other top 4 teams, earn a double bye and skip the first 2 rounds to start in the quarterfinals. With one of the most competitive fields in years, South Carolina now sets out to winning a 4th straight SEC title. 95 days have passed since the 2025 football season came to a close, but you won't have to miss it for much longer. Starting today, Wednesday, March 4th, the Gamecocks began their spring practices and will hold a total of 15 before returning to the newly renovated Williams-Brice Stadium. Entering head coach Shane Beamer's 6th season, the team will look to consistently finish what they started after a disappointing 4-8 run last season. The Gamecocks either led or were down by no more than 1 score entering the 4th quarter in 10 of their 12 games last season, but consistently struggled to seal the deal.
Many offseason changes were made to the coaching staff, with Coach Beamer aiming to swing the momentum back in the Gamecocks' favor. Kendall Briles was brought in as an offensive coordinator and quarterback coach, replacing Mike Shula in that role. Continuing his attempt to renovate the offensive coaching staff, Beamer also brought in offensive line coach Randy Clements and running back coach Stan Drayton. Because of the construction at Williams-Brice, the ability to host a spring game this season remains challenging. Instead, the school will be hosting the Garnet and Black Spring Fest, which gives an opportunity for fans to still connect with the student athletes. The Gamecocks will hold 3 practices before taking a week off for the university's spring break and conclude their spring practices on Saturday, April 11th. Talk about hitting the ground running. South Carolina's women's track and field team has made impressive feats as they begin their indoor season. This past weekend, the Lady Gamecocks competed in the SEC Indoor Championship down in Texas, where they finished 5th overall with a total of 60 points, their highest championship placement in 15 years.
Selma El Badra was a particular standout on Saturday when she competed in the 1-mile finals and finished at 4.5 minutes, catapulting herself to the top of the podium and getting a hard-earned gold medal. Although spring break begins next week, both the men's and women's teams are looking forward to a different type of vacation as they travel to Arkansas to compete in this year's NCAA Indoor Championship beginning on March 13th.
Both teams are looking promising this year and will hopefully continue to break records and take even more medals throughout the rest of the month. Someone grab a broom because South Carolina softball absolutely swept this weekend in a doubleheader against Queens University. The Gamecocks tied a bow on this year's Garnet and Black Invitational on Sunday when they defeated the Royals with a grand total of 33 runs, putting their record this season at 15-6.
Game 1 ended 8-2, but the real standout was Game 2, when South Carolina led by a whopping 21 runs, finishing 25-4, with the team's most runs since 2013. Standouts from the series include number 16 Ariana Rhodey with 7 runs batted, and Ole Miss transfer Tate Davis with the first Grand Slam of her collegiate career.
Overall, this victory was a perfect precursor for the Gamecocks' first SEC game of the season this coming weekend, when they will be hosting last year's national champions, the Texas Longhorns, in a 3-game series. South Carolina is currently ranked at number 19, which also puts them in a good position to face hard hitters like Duke and LSU later in the month. That's all we have for sports this week. Coming up after the break, the latest in entertainment.
Christina. I'm Mary Smithnosky.
And I'm Zoey Pippin. Now it's time for an update on the exciting news of events at USC. Many students are packing up to leave town for spring break, but anxiously returning for St. Patrick's Day weekend festivities. 5 Points is hosting its 43rd annual St. Patrick's Day Festival on Saturday, March 14th. After the 5K and 10K races at 7:30 a.m., the parade starts at 10, as does the festival, which will have 5 stages of artists across the premises and even a pot of gold playland for kids.
Although some students will still be out of town, many are still excited to attend. Artists taking the stage at the festival include local and national acts like Grace Potter, Switchfoot, Buffalo Traffic Jam, and Jawadi. General admission tickets are $30 each and are only available to purchase online. But if music isn't your type of art, this next event's got you covered.
The first Thursday of the month means one thing in Columbia. It's time for First Thursday on Main. Tomorrow evening, Main Street will once again come alive with art, music, food, and community spirit. Activities will stretch from the 1200 block to the 1700 block of Main Street, giving visitors lots to explore. What started back in 2009 as a small art showcase has grown into one of Columbia's signature monthly events, highlighting local businesses, artists, and performers. Restaurants and shops along Main will also be joining in on the fun. Cantina 76 will host a live DJ and offer food and drink specials, while Prohibition will have local jazz artists performing until 1 in the morning. At the Nick, movie lovers can catch a screening of A Woman of the World, a sophisticated comedy released before the creation of the Academy Awards. There will also be a Ramadan night market featuring handcrafted clothing vendors, bracelet making, and free henna tattoos, adding even more culture to the evening. First Thursday is all about celebrating the businesses and communities that make up Columbia and giving residents a reason to gather downtown. If you still haven't had your fill of artists, then you're going to love this next event. Heard of bar crawls? Take away the drinks and add a whole lot of color, and you've got the Cottontown Art Crawl. This Saturday, the streets of Columbia's Cottontown and Bellevue historic districts will transform into an open-air gallery as more than 200 local artists line the roads from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Organizers say the goal is simple: turn the neighborhood into a celebration of creativity and showcase the culture that makes Columbia unique.
Visitors can expect much more than paintings and drawings. Artists will be displaying ceramics, sculptures, jewelry, photography, and other handcrafted pieces, and it's not just about visual art. The event will also feature live music from local bands, street performances, and more than 20 food vendors. The art crawl is designed to be family-friendly and accessible, a chance for the community to meet artists and support local talent. If you're looking for a laugh, this next performance is right up your alley.
Alabama-born, Nashville-based comedian, music, and content creator Danae Hayes is bringing her Southern fried humor to Columbia this Saturday. Hayes will be performing at the Senate on March 7th at 8 p.m. Known for her larger-than-life Southern characters and parody country songs, Hayes has gained 5 million followers across all platforms, and some of her music has climbed to the top of the Spotify and Apple Music charts.
She earned her following with comedy sketches about Southern culture, everything from church pew gossip to small-town family dynamics. The Senate is just one of the many stops on her Buck Wild tour, and it promises to be one of laughter and a little Southern sass. It's been a tragic month for Hollywood, as a handful of notable actors have died. But through the magic of movies and modern TV, some will still be on screen in 2026. Dawson's Creek star James Van Der Beek just finished filming a new movie and a new series before passing away last month from colorectal cancer at age 48. According to USA Today, Van Der Beek will be starring in a new thriller film, The Gates, as a sinister pastor, coming to theaters March 13th. As well as the Prime Video series Elle, a prequel to Legally Blonde, set to debut in July.
Close friend and fellow actor Eric Dane also passed away last month at age 53. The Grey's Anatomy and Euphoria actor, who had been battling with ALS for 2 years, died of respiratory failure. According to NBC Los Angeles, Dane will be appearing on Season 3 of HBO series Euphoria, debuting in spring 2026, along with the Netflix interview Famous Last Words, currently available to watch. We're wishing all the best to the families of these stars. On a more upbeat note, let's look at an event specifically for you Gamecocks. Willie B Stadium is currently getting a makeover, which means no spring football game this year. But the university is not backing down from excitement. Last week, Gamecock Athletics announced that in place of the spring game will be a Garnet and Black Spring Fest, featuring a concert headlined by country music star and Gamecock alum Darius Rucker. The Charleston native has been performing since 1986, firstly as the lead singer of the band Hootie and the Blowfish, and more recently as a solo artist, releasing 7 albums since 2002.
The fest also includes a pre-concert block party in Foundation Square at the corner of Lincoln and Green Streets, just outside Colonial Life Arena. USC Athletic Director Jeremiah Donati says the festival is an opportunity for fans and students to still come together as Gamecocks and celebrate. The last time the former Gamecock performed in Columbia was December of 2024. Rucker and fellow country artist Lauren Elena will take the stage at Colonial Life Arena on April 11th at 7. Doors open at 6. Student pre-sale tickets have closed, but general public tickets are still on sale. Darius Rucker also left this message for Gamecocks interested in seeing their performance.
Hey, yo, what's up? It's me, Darius Rucker. I get so really excited for my Gamecock friends. I'm coming to Colonial Life Arena on April 11th. Me and Lauren Elena are coming to play the Garnet and Black Spring Fest. It's going to be awesome. All my Gamecocks are going to be like, y'all better go get your tickets. I can't wait to see y'all there. Let's go, Cox. April 11th.
And that's all your entertainment news for the night. After the break, we'll return to finish up tonight's news. Stay with us.
Tonight's edition of Student News at 7. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, X, and Facebook at SGTV at USC. To keep up with all of our content, be sure to also visit us online at sgtv at usc.com. From SGTV, I'm Zoe. From all of us here at the Kennedy Greenhouse Studio, have a great night, Carolina. Forever to thee.